everyone, this is Myron here and welcome back to yet another console review. I'm feeling like I've been on a roll with these types of videos. Like, I've been uploading them so far every day. Although this one might be the last one because that's pretty much the last batch of retro consoles I have yet. I might do an extra video because I've got an extra one from my childhood, but no promises. But anyway, today's console review is going to be about a console that I don't remember having, but I remember that my friend had one, and we used to play it all the time whenever I go round to his place. And that console is the Xbox 360. The story on the 360 dates back to March 2005, when Microsoft announced that they would be releasing a second generation of the already famous Xbox, which came out in 2001, and it already sparked immediate success. It would also be one of the second console to feature online play, as Microsoft created their new live service called Xbox Live, which proved to be really good success, as demonstrated.
You are proper cheating. Quickscoping is cheating to start with, but the way you are quickscoping, that is way too quick. Reported. 10 people it is to get you banned, and I've got 10 people, mate. Report.
Good times. The 360 was also announced on MTV with a new sleek design, a center button, and a brand new vertical design, although you can place the console on vertically. The console was then finally released that very same year, with the original arcade and core version being released all in the same year, and this Elite model being released 2 years later. However, that doesn't mean the console is flawless, as demonstrated by the Red Ring of Death crisis of the early 2000s. The Red Ring of Death was basically when the lights surrounding the power button would glow red, signifying that there was a fault with the hardware. So many of these units had red ringed over the past several months, so much so that Microsoft had to nearly recall every single model, and they lost a lot of money, if I'll just show it up here. So to combat this, Microsoft created two new revisions of the 360, the first one being the 360S, which was released in 2010, and the 360E, which was released in 2013, roughly the same year that the Xbox One came out. The 360S also came with a new Xbox accessory called the Kinect camera, which basically, it was supposed to track your bodily movements and was supposed to incorporate that into the games it was designed for. However, this not work at all. This didn't work. And it only got worse once the Xbox One announced that it would be coming with the Kinect as standard, which raised the price of the Xbox One up to $500. Obviously, Microsoft saw this was an issue and they discontinued the Kinect round about the same time. But the Xbox 360 ultimately was a really good console for its time, aside from the Red Ring of Death issues and the disaster that the Kinect was. However, Microsoft still had the upper hand in the gaming market at that time, as Sony's PlayStation 3, because of how powerful the console was, Sony unfortunately decided to price the console up to $500 and even up to £600 in the US, which was partly the reason why the 360 was a little bit more popular than the PlayStation 3. The 360 also came with a radically different designed controller, which was more sleeker and more comfortable to hold in gamers' hands. And this is something that Microsoft has expanded on over the years. Hell, they even kept the basic shape of the original Xbox One controller for the Series X and the Series S as well. Okay, now enough talking. Now let's actually power up the console on, and let's see what other features there are. So this console has got the upgraded firmware. So that little intro there, that didn't used to be like that. It used to be like this. So for this console, it has got a firmware update. So it's got the new user interface that the original Xbox One sort of uses, but it is slightly different. But the layout is ultimately the same. So that doesn't work. But with Xbox Live Connected, you used to actually be able to have online chats with other gamers. You also had the ability to create your own avatars, which is something that I really liked, because you could create your avatar, to be more like you, or it could be somebody else, I don't know. But I kind of miss this function, because now with newer Xbox consoles, you don't get this function anymore. All you get is just a still image as your gamer tag, which is kind of disappointing. They should definitely bring that back. There's all the systems needed. Also, this is sort of like a little bit of a warning. Xbox are going to stop providing games for it. So although it might have already happened because I can't access the store, but yeah, you used to be able to still get games for it, but they were like 20, 29 quid for if you wanted to get like Call of Duty on there on the Microsoft Store, which you could basically get a disc copy of Call of Duty for like 6 quid. So yeah, I do kind of understand why they decided to not do that. Now for something that you've probably been waiting for, the gameplay. Now, this is the game I got, Skate 3. Now, I chose this game specifically because me and my mate, he used to have a 360 and we would often play this game for hours, because obviously he wasn't allowed, or rather I wasn't allowed to get Grand Theft Auto at the time. So I had to settle with Skate 3, which I have very fond memories of, and yeah, I can't wait to replay it again on an actual, Xbox 360 console, because I actually still play this game on my Xbox One S, but this will be the first time of me playing the game actually on a 360, which I'm really excited for. Anyway, this is Skate 3 on the Xbox 360. I'm not sure if the camera's picking up, but I am noticing some a little bit of audio delay on the TV. Sure, it's nothing. One thing I also liked about this game is that you could actually beat up people. So if you go towards them and press RB, you could literally just like smack the living daylights out of them. Because it's especially good if you're like, if you just came back from school and you've like failed a test and you're feeling absolute mad as hell, you could basically let off some steam as well. So that's one of my fondest memories. I'll tell you what area I like the most about this game is the Hartley Stadium area. I used to love like going really fast down, because there was like the steep hill that you could go down in the game. But I loved it. Yeah, I used to love going down this hill. It's so fun. I'll tell you what new area that I did find out is that you can actually go off up here because there's like a steep ramp down there, so you could actually get a little bit more faster down here. There we go. That's it. That is fast. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm not talking about. Oh, blimey. Didn't even get to see the impact then. So yeah, it's the performance is round about the same. If you're playing this game from like an Xbox One, the experience is basically the same. The only thing that changes is the button layout. Well, it doesn't really change that much, but you don't get the arrows, like the left and right arrows. You just get these symbols, which confused the hell out of me for the first time I played it on here. See what I mean? That didn't go as planned. I would be a great, sort of, professional YouTube gamer. I'd be a great gamer. My dad's actually getting a new place soon, and I've sort of been looking at a new console, like either a PS5 or an Xbox Series X. Because I want to start doing gaming videos. I want to be like, I want to be one of those like professional YouTube gamers like Dan TDM or PewDiePie or Markiplier or literally any other YouTuber. So then, what's my final verdict on the Xbox 360? Well, for a retro console, it is a really good console, But the only thing I would say is that be really careful when searching for an Xbox 360. Like, I got my one from a boot sale, and there have been some problems with like the disk drive. But other than that, software-wise, it works just fine, And this harks back to the Red Ring of Death scenario. Now, some people like to be a little bit cheeky and just sell a console that has got the Red Ring of Death, but, they just basically sell it anyway. So one thing I would say is that maybe go to like a store like CEX, because they like check over each console to see if it's working or not. And if it isn't working, they either just let the owner know, or they basically, sort it out themselves. So yeah, maybe go to them and just be careful where you get the 360. But other than that, it's a really good retro console. It's really good to relive some of those memories of playing your 360 in your childhood. For all the people that grown up with the 360 and with Xbox consoles in general, yeah, it's a really good console, and it's going to be a shame to, see the support just not provided anymore, So anyway, thank you so much for watching this console review. Probably not going to do any more of these, because I literally have no more retro gaming consoles. Well, I do have some, but who knows? I might do another video on at least one of those consoles. But until then, stay tuned for more videos, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.